homepage of google.com. You'll see this waffle here that looks like waffle, not waffle actually. It's actually called App Launcher. Then I expand it and search for forms. I scroll down looking for forms. Okay, I have it down here. Okay, now in case you go to your own app launcher and you don't see forms here, it's very easy. So you just come to your Google search bar on the browser and type forms.google.com. Don't worry, I will leave the link to this in the description for you so you don't worry. So forms.google.com, and here is the landing page for forms.google.com. Now on this landing page, I recommend you do this on a laptop, on a PC. It helps you to navigate and do better than phone. Of course, it works on phone as well, but I recommend you create Google Forms or Google Quiz on your large screen device like a laptop or a PC. Now on the landing page, you see this plus button here, which is blank form, and here we have all these templates here, all right, which we are not going to use this because these are forms, but we want to create a quiz, all right. But I just want you to understand what you see when you land here. So you don't need all this for quiz, but you can use this as a template to create a form, a party invite, RSVP, event registration form, contact information form, and so on. Then down here you see recent forms. This is where everything you have created before, this is where they are automatically saved. So in case in the future you need it, maybe you need some, if you are what we are creating today now, if I need it later in the future, all I need is I just come and I log in again and I land here, then I see what I've created in the past. Then you can pick anyone, edit, reuse, and do whatever you want with it. That's where you have saved work. And the good news is, as you are working on your new form, everything you're doing is automatically saved, so you don't need to use Ctrl S or Ctrl Save or anything to save. Just do your work and they are automatically saved. So this is where they are saved, and you can come back here and track them later in the future. Now to create a new form, I will click on this blank form here and it will land us on a Google Form landing page. All right, Google Form landing page, like I told you, Google Form has form and has a quiz, but we are going to use that form to create the quiz, and that's what we are doing here. Now once you land here, you see this question, responses, settings, and you see all these tools. I will explain how to use all this for you in a moment, so don't worry. Okay, but the first thing I will need to do is, we have untitled form here and we also have untitled form here. So I need to come to this button at the top here and name this quiz. All right, so which name am I going to give this now? Let me give this Mr. D Demo Quiz. Yeah, that's fine. So now, once you name the quiz, of course, if it is maybe Science Year 1 or Mathematics Primary 2 or English Year or Basic or grade 9 or whatever class, you know the right name to give to your form, which is going to be your quiz at the end. All right. So do this, give it a name, and immediately you click out. The name here will automatically come up here for you. Watch it. I click out now, and now it has appeared here for me automatically. All right, so that's using one stone to kill two birds. The next thing is you may want to give it description. It's optional, it's not compulsory. Description can be anything. Test. This is just a demo. You can do the description, and if you don't put any description there at all, if you don't do this at all, it's not a problem. And you have all these tools. Immediately you click in here, you have all these editing tools to play with. So you can just, probably I highlight a section of the description and I give it some text effect. I click out and see how it is. That's just a demo there. Then the next thing, we need to start pulling in questions from here. Okay. Oh, by the way, if you want to, I like to do this to customize whatever I do. It is optional as well, not compulsory. You can just go ahead and start putting in your questions straight away, if that's what you think you want to do. But for me, which is optional, I want to brand it to make my students to know that this is coming from me and not coming from someone else. And what I want to do is to give it a header. And to give it a header, I come up here to this icon here that says customize theme. I click on it. And under that theme, scroll down, you will see header section here. And it says choose image. Then under choose image, you see different sections here. You can see different sections to play with, whichever one that is relevant to whatever you think you want to do. Here is under sports. If you want to use it, maybe it's about sport or whatever. But in this case, I'm not going to use any of this. I'm going to use upload here, because I have an image that is ready on my device. So I click browse. Then it's on my desktop. I go to my desktop and I search for it here. I double click to make it faster for me, or I select and come down here to click open. But I double click now, and immediately the form is the image is uploaded. You will see this handle to adjust, to drag to whichever region you want on that particular photo. Okay, but for this demo I will just give it like this and keep it centralized. It captures what I actually need. So just play around this handle. When you are fine, you go done. Yeah, so once it is done, you will see it automatically come up here for us now. Look at that. And the display has changed. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. The background, the theme color has changed. Can you see? The color changed. I'm trying to make you see the before and after. I'm changing the color now. Can you see it? So that orange color and this kind of teal color came because of Google automatically. It's an AI on its own. It's an artificial intelligence on its own. It automatically recognized this picture and picked a relevant color from it as my theme color and background. All these are optional anyway, but I need you to know so that it won't be like you don't know. All right. So if you don't like what Google has done automatically, you can of course play with it by changing color here down here. Then you go to, if you like green, if you like blue, and you change the background as well. You can see the background changing there. I'm just trying to make you capture everything we need to do for you to understand how it is. So if you are done and you are fine, you close the theme section. Then the next thing is we need to start pulling in questions right here. Now the question itself is the title, while options will start falling in. So the first question now can be anything, of course. So for this demo, I will say how many letters are in the name EDUwani? Let me give it quotation there. It's just a demo. Of course, you know, as a teacher, you know the right question to give to your students. So we just go with this. Now automatically, once I start typing, you will notice there's a change that came up here, and this says short answer text, and that is from this point here. Google automatically studied this question. Google has read this question and is assuming this should be a short answer question as a form. Don't forget, automatically it came as a form, but we want to convert it to a quiz. So the understanding of this AI is like, this is a form for someone to fill. So the person is expected to come in here and type 5 letters, typing it themselves. So you will need to change it from this short answer here. Click on this drop down and expand it. Then you go to multiple choice. So I select multiple choice here. Then immediately I select multiple choice. Now I have option 1. I go 4 letters. Now immediately I put 4. Google is telling me 3, 2, 1, which I think is fine. If you want to use what Google has suggested to make your work faster for you, instead of you typing them yourself, then you can of course go with add all. Then it will automatically, all this one will jump in for you. Watch it. Add all. Now I have option 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. Okay, but actually I think the answer should be 7. So I need to maybe change one of these to 7 so I can edit whatever Google has given me. I will change this one to become 7. Now it's 7. All right. Now, by the way, I want you to know that every section in Google Form or Google Quiz has functionality of using image to back up if that is your choice. For example, those that want to teach maybe little kids, little children, and they need illustration of photos. Maybe those teaching nursery or KG, kindergarten classes, and you want a photo to back up this question. You click on this button here, and it will allow you to pick another image from your device, which you already have, or you can of course search and use URL, use Google Drive, use different functions to get image attached to this. Alternatively, you just go to upload and pick it right directly from your device if you already have one on your device. So I'm not using that, so I will not take that on. The same thing with the options as well. If you click this section and you see this function here to use image for all of them. By the way, if you have any option that you don't like and you don't want the option, maybe you want to delete an option, use this X button here to take the options away. Maybe I take these 2 away and that is it. Okay, I bring it back again, please. All right, so use these options here. Just play around this the way you want it. Now the next thing is, as a quiz, you want automatic grading. You want automatic marking and grading. So you don't need to be the one to review and mark it yourself. If that's your choice, you can go ahead and just leave it blank without auto grading. But if you want Google to mark this and score the student immediately they are done to see their result without you stressing yourself to mark it, then it's possible to do that. Go to settings. Settings, here we have question, responses, settings. So we go to settings. Under settings, we change it to make this a quiz. This is turned off. Okay, let me do that again. This is where we are. We've started already and we don't have any option to select the correct answer for Google to auto grade and mark and score this for the student or for whoever will answer this. We don't have that option. That is because Google is still recognizing this as a form where the student will just select and walk away and not auto grading. So to do the auto grading, come up to settings here and you see the first option is turn this to a quiz. Turn it on. Watch. So as I turn it on, just turn it on, leave all this as default. You may come back to this later, but just turn this on, turn on this toggle, and come back to your question section. Now, immediately I do that now, you can see this has come up. Look at something here now. Answer key. I didn't have this before. It just came up now because I turned it to a quiz. So answer key, click on it. Then it will allow you to select the correct answer and also give point for it. So the answer should be 7. So I'd say this should be the correct answer. Okay. Then I change the point to maybe 5 points for this. So if you pick this question and you get it correctly, you win 5 points. Then I go done. That's it. So look at it. It's already checked for me. So meaning this is what I've selected as my correct answer. And if you want to change it as well, maybe there's a mistake, of course you come back here and make adjustment and change it to whatever you think is right. Some questions we have multiple answers. We have some questions like that, if you will agree with me, that we have not just one answer. All right, so you can of course do that right here as well, and when you're fine, you go done. But for now I want just only one option and answer, so I will take that away. Done. Now, after the first question is ready, now to make it easy and faster for you, under quiz section, what you need to do next is come down to this bottom here and you'd see this button to duplicate this entire question type. It will duplicate it. Then you just make just little adjustment. That will be faster than doing the whole process all over again. Okay. Then here is the button to delete if you want to delete. So I click on this now to duplicate this for me. However, another alternative, like I always teach, is that you can use this button here to create a new section. I just did. Now it's creating something new completely for me now to play with. All right. So use this button to duplicate and this one to delete. I delete this now. Now it goes away. Then I use copy to duplicate for me instead of starting afresh here. So I go this. Duplicate. Everything here has been duplicated for me now. So the next thing is to start editing this. Maybe I want to change this question down to EDUwani and I go campus. So now the options need to change because I've added something now. So campus, this is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I think it's 13. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yes, 13. So meaning I need to change one of these options to 13. Maybe I will change these 3 to become 13. I click in here and change it to 1 and 3. That's 13 there. And this is now the correct answer. No more 7. Okay. So, all I need to do is click answer key, turn this off. Then I go and select this. The same 5 points is okay. And if I want to make this 10 points, if that is your choice, then you make changes there as well. If you're fine, you go done. And there we go. So there is 10 points and here is 5 points. If I click in here, I see it. Look at it. 5 points here. I click in here and I see 10 points there. So that's how you produce multiple questions for yourself. Now, let me take it further. It is not only multiple choice, objectives, optional questions that you can create under quiz. You can create questions that you won't have to select, where they will be able to also type in themselves. So to do that, I'm not going to duplicate, because if I duplicate like I did before, like I duplicated this to create this, I did that because I want something similar, right? But if I want to do something different, where they are not going to have multiple choice here, where they are not going to have this, then I'm not going to do this, because if I do that, it's going to take me a longer process to start changing and all that. So I'm not going to do that. I delete this now. So what I do now next is I just click this plus button here to add question. So I go add question. your student. All right, so I'm just using this as a demo because I don't know the question I will ask. So let's just take this now. Have you subscribed to EDUwani Campus? Automatically Google is thinking this is yes or no question. All right, maybe as well. So if you're fine with this, then you click add all, or you type in whatever you want yourself. So this is still multiple choice, by the way. I still want to create a question that will show you changing the style here. So let's say, okay, so where do you think EDUwani Campus is located? Okay, let me click out. Okay, it doesn't change. It doesn't change. Now this is it. If it will change automatically for you, fine. Now I like this. Now it is not changing automatically. All right, so let's see the next thing to do. So this is not option A or B. If it is optional, of course I will need to say maybe Lagos, Nigeria, or London in England, or Texas in US, or wherever. I need to provide options. That is what Google thinks I want to do. Google thinks I want to provide options myself, right? That's why it's not changing it. But here I want to change it myself to short answer. So I click here, I select short answer here. Then automatically this is there for them and they provide the answer. If I want to give answer key to this as well, then I go, maybe my answer key will be Lagos, Nigeria. So this is what I expect whoever will answer this question to tell me. Then I put the point there. Maybe if you answer this correctly, you win 50 points. I'm just assuming, please. Okay. All right. So this is just the way when you find and you go done. So this is it for that. All right. So that's how to create different types of questions. You can just play around all this and go to, we have multiple choice, we have paragraph. If you want them to write a longer version of expression, maybe a question that will say, explain why plants will grow under the sun better than where there is no sun. If that is the question, then you need to create this kind of paragraph question for them. Okay. Yes. Okay. Yeah. That's what I'm doing now. So you go paragraph. Where do we have to write long version? Okay. To say explain something. Let me just type explain something for this demo. Explain something and so on like that. So obviously it's not just short answer. So they will not be limited. They will be able to write extensively. That's for maybe students that are older in age. All right. And if you want to do answer key as well, as your choice, and you also give points. And it's not compulsory you must provide answer key. Sometimes you just put the points there. Okay. And you go done if you're fine. So that's how to do Google quiz. Now we are going to do a demo and we'll see what the students will see when they are trying to answer this. Not only so, we've tested short answer, we've tested paragraph, multiple choice, we have checkboxes. Let me add a question so I don't alter what I've created here. Add a question, and this time around I'm changing it to checkboxes. Okay, like which of these is a plant, or which of these are plants, because I want them to select two. Okay, which of these are plants? Checkboxes. So here I go ball, maybe option 2 I go flower, then option 3 I go table, here I go maybe school bag, then this last one, let me make it another plant, which can be mango tree. Okay, of course, then you need to select answer key for this type. So I go this and I select the correct answer is flowers and mango tree. Then the point should be maybe 10 points. Okay, 10 points there. Done. So this is what the students are expected to do. However, if you want the students to answer all the questions, you don't want them to skip anything. This is important. At the bottom here, you see the required button. Turn it on. It simply means they just have to answer this question. If you don't turn it on, they may choose to skip it. Okay. So maybe to explain something, required, compulsory. Maybe this is optional. Where do you think EDUwani Campus is located? It's optional. Okay. Okay. And this one too can be optional. How have you subscribed? Have you subscribed to EDUwani Campus? Then this is also optional, while this one will be compulsory. So remember to do that for all questions that you know you want them to compulsorily answer, so that Google will not let them submit until they answer all these questions. That's very important for you to know. Okay. All right. And to take it further, I want to show that you can, of course, pull in more questions from what you have done sometime before. I told you sometimes when we joined here that you have ready-made forms that you've created before, and you want to pull maybe one of those forms that I've used or I've done before, add it to this. You can do that with this button here that says import questions. So I click on this. Now when I click import questions, it's taking me to all the forms that I've created sometime before now. Now this is the one that I'm currently working on, so I'm not going to pick this. I'm not going to pick this now. So I'll pick this one here just for a demo. So you see all the questions you have before, of course, with the name, the label. When you just hover your mouse on it, you see the full name. You'll be able to know the one that you want. So I click on this as a form that I've done before, but I want to reuse it in this new project. So I click select. I'm selecting this now. Go. Now immediately you do that, you will see this will jump up for you. Okay. All right, so this comes up. This is where you see all the questions you have in that form. You can decide to select all of them, or you may decide to select maybe one, or just maybe two, or however you want it. But in this demo, I'll be selecting all this and come down to this point here and select import questions. So immediately I click import questions. It has been added for me at the bottom here. Sorry, where? Okay, yeah, here says, look at the questions here now. What do you like most about EDUwani campus? Here, add any other feedback you would like to share. So these are the two questions that I've added. But I think, wow, I like this. Now, this came in the wrong place. Thank goodness this is happening, so I can also show you what you should know as well. Now, this came in the wrong place. Maybe I want this question to be at the bottom of the screen. Maybe it should be the last question. What I'm trying to say is if you want to rearrange all these elements of questions, you can rearrange them. So here, just click on this handle here. If you can see, there is a handle like a waffle with 6 dots here, somewhere here. I'm trying to call your attention to it. So once you click on this handle, you'll be able to drag questions around. You'll be able to drag questions around and play with them either up or down, whichever way you want it. So I'm taking this down to the bottom of my question here. And the other one as well that says, any other feedback you would like to share. It's just my own option, of course. You know what to do if you are creating your own form question. So I take this back all the way to the bottom. This should be the last question for this. Now, if that's not going up, then let's take this one up at it. Okay, so you can just, now you can see the way I just dragged and play with objects of elements of questions around the interface. So that's another functionality that you need to know. Let's preview and see what the student would do. No, but before that, now after question tab, next to it is responses. If I click responses, now it says 0 responses, and I am still accepting responses. Okay, now nobody has responded. Okay, and this button is still turned on, meaning I can still respond. All right. Later in the future, if you know you want to lock this quiz and you don't want anyone to respond again, you just need to turn it off. All right. So if I turn it off, nobody will be able to respond anymore. But for now, let me leave it on, and I will quickly respond now. So we have this work to come up. So to do that, I come up here to this eye icon here. This icon that looks like an eye is the button to preview. I click on that. Then as a student now, let me quickly answer this. How many letters are in EDUwani? I go 7, which is the correct answer. Okay, how many letters are in the name EDUwani campus? Deliberately, let me choose a wrong answer. Let me pick 7 again, which is wrong, instead of 13. So we see the grading and the score at the end of this. Have you subscribed to EDUwani campus? Let me click yes. And would you like, okay, maybe I can skip this. It's not optional. Can you see what I'm saying now? It's not optional, so I can skip this. But for this, explain something, and it's compulsory. I don't know what to explain because the question is not actually a clear one. I'm just putting something randomly there. Okay, so I've answered that question here. Which of these are plants? Where we need to select 2 boxes. Let me select 1 out of 2. So let's see. Let me pick flowers. I'm not going to pick this deliberately. I just want to do it just the way a normal student would do. All right. And they say, what do you like most about EDUwani campus? And this is a compulsory question. I would say, I love the display during tutorials. Okay, so let me leave that. Then any other feedback is optional, it's not compulsory. So the student is done, and submit. Then view score. Automatically, I'm a student now. I want to see my score. Let me see this now. Now this is, I got 5 over 75 in total. I got this wrongly now, can you see? So the student will know this is wrong, and it's showing me as the student that this is the correct answer. 13 is the correct answer while I selected 7. The next one, I didn't pick any of this, and I think this question is graded. I think I gave this about 10 points. That's why I lost so much mark there. Now, where do you think EDUwani is located? It is not compulsory question. Look at why I failed. Look at it now. I failed. This is 50 points. Can you see? And it is optional, not compulsory. Because it's not compulsory, as a student, I decided not to answer it at all. No answer for me. And the correct answer is here. So, and it's a 50 points. So that's how I lost huge marks here. All right. Now, coming down here, it says which of these are planned. Now, I got 1 correct instead of 2. Okay. So that's how I lost that as well. So this is just for you to have a preview of what the right answers could likely be. Okay, I close this tab. I come back to this point here. Here says submit another response. That's because the owner here, this has come up automatically. We'll come back to this later. So the owner of this, or maybe the teacher or the instructor, has allowed me to submit. That's why this is coming up. Okay. So if you want the student to do it again and retry till they get it correctly, then you can. But if you are using this as an exam or a test, I don't think you may want to have them to try again, because they must have seen the correct answers. Okay. It's optional for you. 50 points. What did I put? Oh, now look at it. Look at it. Lagos, space, Nigeria. Look at what I did. I put Lagos. The problem is just the spacing. Look at it. I hope you can see what I'm saying here. Here is comma after Lagos. And here is, but what I did was space. So I think my punctuation was not properly placed. And that's why I lost it there. For you to have seen that tiny error, and how can a student fail because of that tiny thing? So you need to be careful when you're setting options as well. Let me come back to that question that is 50 marks. I just need you to know, because these are challenges that you may likely face as a teacher or instructor. Okay, where do you think, where's that question of 50 points? Okay, here. Now, when I was setting the answer key to this, look at it. When I was setting the answer key to this, you can give alternative. Okay, alternative. I click this, then I go again, Lagos. Let me just say comma and Nigeria here. I think that is fine. 50 points now. So obviously one of these will be my option. Then I click done. Let's preview it again. I go preview. Then here I am. Here I just put Lagos alone, which is 50 points. Then here I type something. Here I go flowers. I go mango tree. And here I say nice. And I submit. View score. Now I have 65. So meaning this was what the error is. It's good. I faced all this. It looks like an accident, but I think it's a good one, because it's possible you stumble at this while you're having issues and the student will be like, I was correct. Why was I marked wrong? To lose a whole 50 points. Do you understand? So I've shown you what led to that. So it's just for you to give alternative, especially if it is a short answer question. If it is a short answer question, you need to give room for alternatives. So these are the alternatives that I've provided. Okay. Of course, if it is drop down or check boxes, you won't have any problem like that. It will be simple and clear. Another thing is maybe you need to learn how to create sections. All right. Maybe I want to put all these last two in a section. Maybe I want to create a section like this. I use this button here to add a section, and I put a section here. All right. So I can say, other general. This is section 2, and all this question will be under section 2, depending on however you want it. Now you see responses show 3 responses now. So I click on these responses now. Now I have graphic representation of what the answers are. All right. So look at this graphic representation here. All this. So if you want to take it further to have a better view of what the student has done, then you go to question here. Then you see this question. This is the answer for it. Then you use this button to go next. For this particular student, you see here, this is the answer for this. Next question. These are the answers for it. Next question, like that. Okay. All right. Then if you want individual, you go this way. So the first student is here. Here is what the student has done. Everything for that student here, all the way. Okay. Then to see the next student, this is 1 out of 3. So I go to 2 of 3. Then I see what the student has done. Okay. And the third student, You go with this button to see the third student and see what the student has done. But I think you may want to like to see the name of the student instead of using numbers alone to identify them. With the number, you will not be able to know which student or which one of your student has actually answered. You won't be able to identify them by numbers. Why not their names or email? And to do that is very simple. So two options is either you add their name at the beginning of this, okay? You add their name at the beginning, like type your name or what is your name, so you know the name of that student. That's one option. As a question now, you make it a short answer question. I hope I'm making sense here. Let me click inside here now. So after my section 1, which is this, then I click add button. The add button will come under here before all this. That's why. And if I want the question to come under this, I click in here, then whatever I do now will come under here. But because I want it to be at the top, okay, so I click under my description for this section, then I click add a question. I change it to short answer here. So meaning this is my question 1, like what is your name? And I need to make it compulsory so that they won't skip it. Okay, compulsory question there, 0 points. They don't need to get score for that. So with that, when you get to responses, let me just quickly go there now. When you get to responses under individual, you will see this student here. The first question is what is your name? You will see the name here automatically for that student. Okay, all right, so that is option 1. Option 2 is you go to settings and let their email be collected. Yeah, very good. Under responses, I found it. So under responses, expand this drop down, then collect email address. Automatically is on do not collect. Expand this and select verified or responder input. Responder input means they will be forced compulsorily to type in their emails themselves, or Google will accept the email account they are using to run the quiz, whichever one you want. Okay, so I go verified here. So just play around this and see how it works for you. Okay, all right, so you can expand this down and explore, expand this down and explore and see how it works. Okay, so by the time the student come back again to fill this form as a preview, automatically you will see that look at it, record this my email as part of this form. You need to check this compulsorily because it's on asterisk here. So compulsorily I need to check this box now. All right, so that's how you play on. So with that, you will see their email here, you see their name. So that's how to know the student that have submitted all this. I think that will make it clear for us now. Do you have any question?
No, for now, sir. I've really learned a lot this morning. No.
As you are working on your quiz under question, if you make any mistake, Ctrl Z or Command Z, if you are using Apple product, Command Z will undo, Command Y will redo. If you are using Windows device, Ctrl Y will redo, Ctrl Z will redo, undo and redo. Then here is button to do it manually to undo, and here is to redo as well. Then now to send it to the student, that's what I want to show us now. I click on send. Now here is the first landing point is if you want to send it to the student as email. So process all this and go send. All right. But the best one that I always use is this one, which I think I would recommend as well. So I click on this link here. Now automatically it will give me a very long link to copy. All right, then I send this long link to the students or send it to them via WhatsApp or Google Classroom. If you have Google Classroom for the students, you send this to them. They click on that link and they will be able to answer it straight away. If the link seems too long, use this button to shorten it. Now it's been shortened. The same thing. It will land you on the same quiz display. All right. So it's a shortened version now. Then I copy it. The next is now look at it. Finally, before you send it, it says collect email addresses verified. So meaning this is how I want to be sure I know who is attending this quiz. Or if you want to change it as well, you can change it right from here. But I think it's better Google will verify for me. Or I change it to responder input, meaning that change has appeared here automatically at the background. This is automatic. All right. So whatever I'm doing here is affecting here now. Okay. Look at it. Look at it. Something is happening at the bottom here as I'm making those changes on the form display. Okay. All right. So I go respondent. So meaning they are the ones that will type in their email themselves. Then once you're done, copy this link from here Once you are fine with all these settings, copy this link, take it to either Google Classroom, to WhatsApp group chat, or to anyhow you want to send it to them in any form, or whichever way you think you want to send it to them. I think that's how to get the link to this form. Subscribing to this channel is good for you and me. Therefore, subscribe here and like this video by giving it a thumbs up so you can see my other videos. Thank you for watching.